Hi, everybody. We're back at it again with some more podcast stuff. It is me, Emmy Demi Emmy, and I'm here with Gothic.
Hello, hello.
And we're actually on schedule for once, so yay.
Yay!
We're
For
actually
once,
doing it.
for once in our lives, we are on schedule. Oh
Yeah,
man.
today we're
And
gonna talk about some interesting stuff.
yeah, I was thinking about it last night before I went to bed, and I was like, I know what I'm gonna say.
Good. Yeah, we're gonna
And
venture into uh inner our inner thoughts.
oh, I thought you were gonna say inner thighs. I'm like, I wish.
Those two, we love those.
I mean, I would love to do that with you, Emmy.
Go into
But
my
maybe,
thighs.
yeah, but maybe not on camera.
Oh,
We gotta do it alone
secret
together.
inner thighs.
Yes. Did you want to start out
Yeah,
with
I'll go ahead and start. Yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about what exactly got us into streaming and where we want to see ourselves in the future with the streaming. And so, for me, I think it's kind of like probably a little bit generic, but not super
it?
generic on how
Do tell.
how I wanted to get started, but it's got like two parts cuz like the first time I ever felt like I wanted to start streaming was because I watched John Wolf play stuff and I was like, "Wow, that looks really fun. I want to try that."
No idea who that is.
He plays a lot of horror games.
Mm.
Um and I kind of did do a little bit of gameplay and stuff, but I never showed my face. I never really streamed. Once in a while, I tried YouTube Live and I hated it, and I still don't really like it, but it's fine. And then VTubing became popular in like 2019, 2020, and I started watching a bunch of VTubers, and I was like, this looks really fun. Now, a lot of VTubers use YouTube Live. They don't actually use Twitch. I think they're starting to, but one VTubers with big companies use YouTube Live. So I was like a little interested, but then I didn't want to use YouTube Live, and I had already had a Twitch that sometimes after work I'd stream just for fun.
Yeah.
But seeing how VTubers work and seeing how the community is with VTubers, I was so fascinated. And so I began my VTubing journey by
I
going
see.
on Etsy and buying a model. And here we are.
I see.
and, and here we
So yeah,
are.
pretty. I feel like most people start off that way,
Mhm.
which is fine. You do you, Emmy. I will always cheer you on, as long as you don't murder someone.
I don't ever
Um,
wonder what maybe.
maybe.
Wait.
Wait a minute.
What?
Am I in danger?
No. What?
Okay.
Huh? No.
No, I'm
No.
not in danger?
No.
Okay, cool. Was there any like life things that like really pushed you other than like seeing people stream and stuff?
Yeah, actually, so I worked for insurance. I left my industry job. I can't actually talk about the company I worked for. I'm legally bound by contract, but I left the industrial work and started working for insurance. And they pretty much it's hard cuz I can't say. I feel like I'm going to get in legal trouble, but like
I feel
any
like if you don't say what company or mention anything that would like indicate who you're talking about, it's fine.
okay, yeah, they basically pressured me to quit pretty early. Um, I would say they basically fired me. Um, and
They're one of the companies that didn't want to fire you, but so they got you to quit
yes,
instead.
So I was like, well, I want to do something. I want a job that I enjoy, that I love to do. And I know I've always liked content creation. So I started taking streaming seriously as if it were a job for me because it's still like fun. I still don't do it completely like it's a job, but I kind of treat it like it's a job, especially now that I get income from it a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that kind of pushed me. That kind of getting losing that job kind of pushed me. Of course, I still have a little part-time job that I do, but uh it definitely pushed me over the edge to feel like this is something I wanted to do seriously.
Yeah.
And I'm having a good it is very stressful.
Stressful, yeah.
It can get a little stressful, but I'm having fun. It's fun.
It is. I agree with you.
And that's what I
Also,
wanted in a job.
I need help. This last poll, I'm trying to get this poll and I don't know where the dirt is.
Uh
It says there's a dirt on this horse rod.
uh I don't see anything.
Right? And I've tried every little nook and cranny to get it.
Are you sure it's this one? Is it this one?
Oh, is it for all the horse rods?
It could be. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the
The
worst.
people who have audio only are like, what the fuck? Horse rods.
Horse rod? What's going on
Which
here?
that's why you should also watch the YouTube version.
Yeah, we're playing Power Wash Simulator.
Hmm.
So if you want to have visuals while listening to us rant on, then do that. But yeah, like anything else you wanted to say about it?
Yeah, I guess I can kind of talk about like where I would like to be in the future.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, I I don't ever expect to get super huge. That's never actually even been a goal, honestly. But I do want to create community. I'm hoping that in about a year or two, I have a nice enough community where everybody can just bib. There's
Yes, yes.
also a part of me that I feel like I should, because I love VTubing so much, probably start applying for actual VTubing companies. That's a possibility to happen in the future if I actually break down and be serious about it.
I
Um,
mean, you are serious about it. It's just you're not
I am but
going with a big
it's
company.
hard to get in there. It's really hard to get into a big VTuber company. Like even the indie companies, is pretty hard to get into. But that's also a goal. Like maybe that could be something that I do, especially because lewd tubers are a thing now.
Make your
And
own company, Emmy.
oh, I wish. Can you imagine? I don't have the money to pay VTubers.
That's fair. That's
And
fair.
I also don't have money to hire managers.
That's fair. That's
The
fair.
managers are something you need.
Really?
Mhm,
I
mhm,
would
mhm.
never guessed.
Yep, need managers. Need managers. But yeah.
Like, okay, so what are your hopes? Like, I know I have a follower goal to hit,
Hmm.
hopefully hit by the end of the year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but so do you have any follower goal or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm hoping at least by the end of the year, that might be a big goal, but we have at least like for Twitch, because I know all social medias are going to be different.
Yes.
But for Twitch, I'm hoping to reach at least 500. That's a big
Yeah, me
goal.
too.
That's a big goal. I like you said, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, on Twitch it's very hard unless you get lucky.
Yeah. I heard they're trying to I don't know if you saw that. Twitch just announced they're making up changes to the algorithm and stuff to try to make it
Oh,
easier for people to get discovered.
I see, I see.
So hopefully that works out because that'd be nice for people.
That would be, but we'll see, because you know how Most companies are. They don't really care. They actually only care about money.
Mhm, mhm.
And if you're not big enough making money, then you know, they don't like you. Yeah, so you supposed to be up there?
Well,
You're not gonna get back down. My cat just jumped onto a shelf that he's not supposed to be on.
aw. But
He
yeah,
tried to make a prank.
I hope that worked. And for other social medias like YouTube, at the end of the year, I'm hoping I'll have access to partner creator things, so like I can start actually doing stuff for real. Like I want to do the all the YouTube, like the members, the YouTube live members and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just really hard to hit on YouTube
It
because you need
is.
so much more like followers and watch time
Mhm.
than you do on like other platforms.
Thing about it is though is that yeah, it even though it is like a lot harder, I'm noticing that growth is kind of like not growth per se, but like of like discoverability is a little bit easier on YouTube.
Yeah, they recently changed the algorithm on YouTube, so people are actually getting smaller community like channels finally because I've noticed that on my for you page is it's a bunch of smaller YouTubers as well.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm glad.
Me too. I've heard some people complain about it. I'm like, what is your problem?
People are sad.
Like, if you only care about following big people because they're have a large following, then you don't actually care about that. You only care about numbers.
Yep, it's not
So,
nice.
yeah, no, no, it doesn't. But you've been doing well on YouTube, I've noticed.
Thanks.
Of course. I need to get back into the swing of things because after I took the break, the algorithm's like, ah, this person's gone. Let's not promote them.
Yeah, that's the thing about I think most social medias do that, which kind of sucks
It does because
a little bit.
people have lives outside of content creating,
Mhm, mhm.
and like not everyone, like some people are disabled, they need breaks. It's just like the amount of time they expect you to take is crazy. Like people should
Yeah,
be able to take breaks without the algorithm completely fucking them over.
yeah. Yeah, I wish it was a little bit better, especially because I know people have this stigma that and I'm not talking about the big creators. I'm talking about like relatively small creators, but it's still pretty mentally draining for content creators, you know?
Yeah.
Um and I feel like it's super important for content creators to have like mental health breaks, but it almost is like social media don't allow for it,
No, because
you know?
again, bigger companies that especially like social media, they just want money, so if you're not constantly creating, they don't care.
So
Which is
so
like
bad.
why people when you're getting into TikTok, when people are like, "Oh, you need to be posting 3 times a day." It's like, "No, you don't. You really
Yeah,
do not
I don't know
need
why
to."
people say that. Like, I think
They
if
say it because that's the fastest way to grow, but that doesn't matter unless your content is actually, you know, engaging and stuff.
yeah, yeah, to me,
TikTok,
I'd rather pump out like nice. I said almost like cuter content, nicer content versus just a crap ton of content for no reason. You know?
yeah. And also TikTok is a little bit different. TikTok just likes consistency.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So if you're consistent in your posting times and days, then it really does not matter. And again, quality content. I feel like that's almost likely for most platforms. I feel like YouTube likes you if you're consistent. It just I wish you could take breaks without the algorithm completely being upset with you.
yeah. I guess that's why a lot of bigger creators, they just pump. They like. I notice they'll make a bunch of content and then they'll just schedule everything and then they can go on their breaks, which is kind of nice. But then if you need a little bit of a longer break and you don't have any more content, you're still kind of screwed.
Well, that's why I'm doing content piling instead of that kind of stuff because content piling is easier. I don't have to worry about the fact that if I forget to record something, that I still have stuff scheduled and ahead of time, so I have time to actually do quality editing and everything I need to do.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I kind of do the same thing. I just kind of I'll have a dedicated day or two where I re-record a crap ton of content and then I just schedule everything and that way I don't have to worry about it. I don't think about if I'm in the middle of editing, I'm like, crap, I didn't upload today.
Yeah. Although I do tend to notice, unless you've noticed recently changed, is that your stream videos tend to come out the next day, unless you've changed that.
Stream usually I don't upload the same, like, so if I recorded Silent Hill, I don't
Hmm.
usually upload that. There might be a Silent Hill video that comes out, but it's from a previous stream. Definitely not the day before. I don't usually do that.
Before you were like, you didn't have any content piling going on, and you were just editing right away and then posting the next day or next 2 days or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was before I had a lot of stuff going on.
Hmm.
But yeah, now I kind of like upload in a rhythm, so I'll wait a few days. Like I think what I'll do is like if I stream Resident Evil today, and Silent Hill tomorrow, then maybe Wednesday I'll upload Resident Evil. But it just kind of backlogged. Like I'm still uploading streams from Christmas right
Uh,
now, so
I'm still uploading streams from last year as well.
but
I
yeah,
think I
it's
still have
just
stuff from November and stuff. But
definitely
that's
in the
also,
beginning it was harder though. But yeah, I've got way more content. Hello, who's this?
I put him there.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, it is easier. I also changed my schedule. Before it was 2 days a week, and now it's 3 days a week. So I realized I have the means to do 3 days a week with how much I stream now.
Mm-hmm.
So I changed that. And hopefully I can get caught up with my videos I need edited, but who knows at this point? Because yeah.
Completely
But
understand.
I hope you get what you are trying to achieve because yeah. And I hope we can grow together like that
Yes.
because I like you, Emmy.
Yes, yes, I like you too.
Yay! Cause I always forget how we met and then I remember I'm like, oh yeah, Reddit.
Yeah, we met on
Because like
Reddit.
I don't usually watch VTubers, and so I probably would never have found you before anyways.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same where like I mean, I kind of just stick to my little circle and then whoever like on Twitch whoever raids out to other people, that's usually how I found people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to be brave one day and just find somebody.
Well, I'm glad you did. Because we have such a nice community
Yes,
together.
yes. We really do. We made nice friends. I've got nice
Hmm.
streaming friends now.
And I don't know if you've seen this yet, but Miku and Bree being together is it's a little crazy.
I love it.
And I'm like, well, now we all need to be together at some point. But yeah, it's been good. Um, I definitely feel a lot more. So you know that I was in the art community before I was in streaming community,
Mm-hmm.
and I must say it's a lot different. In the art community, I tried to make friends and like tried to interact with other people, but every time I did, it always felt like if you weren't already friends with someone in the art community, it just you weren't people weren't going to pay attention to you or make any attempt to like talk to you. And so it's definitely different with Twitch, or at least the community we have, because for the most part I feel like most people who I talk to are actually trying to talk to me and interact with me. And whereas art community, it was not like that. Like I never made any. I made a few art friends, but like it was always so on and off. It just, I don't know. It was way different. And maybe that's because the art community is mostly introverted people.
Oh yeah.
But like still, I was trying. I was talking to other people, trying to make friends and everything. It never went anywhere and didn't feel worth it. And I hope now that like I already have a community built that I can build a art community now more so.
Yeah, that'd be
I mean,
Twitch kind of like allows for that because there's a big art community on Twitch.
yeah. And TikTok, it just again, it feels really hard to get into. Like the gaming community feels a little bit different to get into as long as you're not like going into the really toxic games.
Oh yeah,
But
like any FPS.
yes. But the art community, just I don't know, man. It's and also like don't even get me started on the writing community. That part is really hard because most people who are writing don't actually talk to each other
My goodness.
or make posts. Like I've tried, man. The only place you'll find that is like Wattpad, but then you have to write fan fiction and like write very, very sexy stuff. I'm like, I'm fine with that, but can you guys read my other stuff?
Yeah, that feels very lonely.
Yeah, so I'm glad I have this community with you guys, because then like, we can share with each other and share our whatever we want with each other, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad I can now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm truly am such a variety person. Like I don't have a niche that I stick to. Like we got horror, we got anime stuff, we got multiplayer stuff, horny.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always hated that's another thing I hate about social media is you have to have a niche. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I
Why
hate
can't you
it.
just do what you like and show it to people? Like, why does the algorithm have to be only liking people who have like one thing they do? Because I'm interested in so much stuff, and now I have two accounts that I manage, an art account and then the gaming one. I'm like, that's so much work when I shouldn't have to do all that work. I should be able to have it all on one account.
For real. And then like
But
I think more people are interested like to be on the real. I don't think people really care. I think there are people that care about your gameplay, but for the most part, I think people like Twitch streamers because it's somebody that you can like talk to
interact
and
with.
interact with. So the
Yes.
niche thing is like stupid.
Yeah, I tend to notice when I start playing games, depending on the game, that some amount of people will leave because I'm not like I'm still talking with chat, but I don't know, it's different. That's why just chatting on Twitch is so like high up on there on the list of things that are most watched because people just like interacting with the streamer. And if they like that's why YouTube is more so for the gameplay and Twitch is more for the interaction.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's why I've started to upload like my horror stuff on YouTube. Like the actual stuff that I want to like take seriously or I don't feel like interacting during the game.
And I'm gonna start doing that soon. Like some of the story interactive stuff, like
Yeah.
Witchwood, it just it'll do better on YouTube than on Twitch because not a lot of people are interested in watching a storyline thing unless they're on YouTube.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
So
I've noticed that.
yeah, I'm gonna start doing that at some point. I also noticed that Twitch tends to like you more if you play a variety of different games.
Mhm. Yep.
And if you're only gonna play one game, then only play that one game. Don't switch off ever.
Which I could never do because
No.
I have the mind span of a snail. So, you know.
So Twitch is definitely more of interactions and variety than some other places for sure. Cause yeah. Oh, but social media, damn. It's
It's
complicated.
complicated and unnecessarily stressful, honestly.
Yeah, but like when you get bigger, the bigger you get, the less you have to do because you always already have that audience.
That's true. Yeah.
Like if you pay attention to like the bigger YouTubers or streamers or whatever, like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, they can take long breaks now, and when they come back, they still have that audience who will come back and watch them. Now, for granted, they might not have the same view watch as they used to, but it will go back to that view watch very
Oh
quickly.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, they don't have to do a lot because they already have an audience. And which is nice, but also feels like, ah, I wish.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to get there. It's like a really long unnecessary journey.
Yep, you have to be unique enough. You have to stand out. You have to know how to market and everything and how social media works. It's very much of learn it by yourself. Like you
Mhm.
can learn marketing from a class, but that doesn't necessarily teach you how to um market in certain areas.
Yeah. And the problem with that is like I took a marketing course for Google AdWords because I wanted to understand how that works. Um yeah, that kind of stuff is like not
Confusing.
yeah, not only that, but uh, not doing anything. Um
Yeah, it's more so you have to have experience with it first off,
yeah,
and
yeah.
also like SEO is constantly changing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, when I learned about SEO, I was like, okay, my brain is dead.
Going, it's gone.
God. What
It's
are these
just like
freaking horse?
also like I feel like people who talk about or teach those types of things, they explain it in such a broad way that they don't explain like specific examples or talk about things in detail.
Mhm. Yeah.
I feel like it's so broad. I'm like, okay, what about this? Or what about this? Or blah, blah, blah. And it's just, no, we're going to give you the most broad explanation as we can. So it's kind of just like a learn on your own type of thing. And also, it's so much harder to grow nowadays because the internet is booming. Like when like Jacksepticeye and everyone started off, it was because like it was a newer concept and
Mhm.
everything to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely
So,
oversaturated now, so it's definitely a lot harder.
and I'm not saying that people not everyone can do this, but it's definitely not for everyone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely not for people who think it's really freaking easy to do it because what a content creator said because there's so many people out there who are like, "Oh, if you just do this and this, then you'll become famous." It's like, "Nah, bitch,
Mm-mm.
it's not that easy."
No, if it was that easy, more people would be more successful.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work and it's not just like you just need to be consistent. You just need to not like expect like if you're going to do it as a hobby, then that's fine. But if you're expecting money from it,
Yeah, you cannot expect that you're gonna start and you're gonna make a bunch of money.
yeah.
That's a
I
lot of
hate
people's biggest problem, I've noticed.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. It's also because there's so many like people out there, especially on TikTok, where they'll be like, "Hey, if you do this, you'll grow this fast and grow super fast." And it's like, "No, be realistic.
Yeah.
Don't tell people these things when it's not realistic like that."
Mhm.
The only people who grow that fast are usually lucky, already have a foot in the door, or some other thing. Like if you it's just no, you don't grow that fast, especially not on like any social media platform.
Yeah, I have to constantly tell a lot of my close friends that, the ones that ask me how to get into streaming and all that, and I just have to basically be like, just do it and don't
Yeah, just
expect
do it.
money.
Yeah, and also you have to have the time and also money to enable to do it
Yeah, yeah,
because you can't just stream once a month and expect to grow.
yeah, yeah. People don't understand that too. Um, that you you really do have to you do have to treat it like it's a business. Like it's a
Yeah,
yourself you're a self business owner basically.
unless you're just doing it for a hobby.
Yeah, if you're just doing it for fun, then it is. And I think even if you are doing it with the plan one day that it's um more than a hobby to you, you still have to have fun. You can't forget that.
Yeah, like don't. There's a very fine line of treating it too much like a business
Mhm. Yep.
and then too much as a hobby, unless you're just doing it for a hobby and not for money.
Mhm.
Because like there's some people out there like who are streaming who are clearly only doing it for the money and don't actually care about creating a community.
Yeah.
And which like okay, cool for you, but you're not gonna it's not gonna be very fruitful for you. Like I remember when I first started reaching out to people to stream with, that one guy was talking to me and he was like, "Hey, what?" Like he kept on asking me questions on what I do to grow and do this, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm just here to have fun right
Mhm.
now. I'm not really looking to grow really fast or make a lot of money
Mhm.
right now." But he kept on like going on and on about that. I'm like, I'm not here for a business thing.
I've actually run into that a couple times too. I'm at the point now where I'm not actively looking for streamer friends anymore because they've kind of just happened. Um,
Yeah,
but when I was, looking for people to play with, just to hang out, make friends and stuff, that was a lot. I actually still have those people reaching out to me now. They'll notice that I'm starting to have a little bit of growth, and they'll be like, "Hey, you want to collab? You want to like do something? Like, how do you get like? Are you making sponsorships? Are you making money?" And I'm like, "I'm not. I'm not even. I'm just. I just want to have fun."
yeah.
And I
Also, like at our following thing, we don't really get
you
sponsorships.
get the basic sponsorships. Like I
You have to
consist
go seek them out for
you do
yourself.
have to if you want the actual sponsorships, yes. The only sponsorship offers that you'll probably get at our size is the ones that I have been consistently getting offers for, which I will never do because I don't like Raid Shadow Legends and I don't like HelloFresh. No, no shade to
You're
people who
I'm
do that.
surprised. I only get ones at least on my Instagram for gothic clothing lines, but usually those are just scams and stuff.
Oh yeah, you gotta be careful about that too. Yeah,
So I don't yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yep, but people just think I don't know, like the last person I had to basically tell to calm down because they had messaged me and asked me if we could do a collab, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't mind playing games. But he wanted to play a very specific game because he said this is what the Twitch algorithm says is going to get us so many
Ugh.
volume. And I was just like, no.
Like, I'm fine. Like, I look at that kind of stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
like, it doesn't mean I'm gonna play the game unless
Yeah,
I'm actually interested in the game.
yeah. I don't really like. I know a lot of people have been talking about Twitch tracker and all that stuff, but I don't really do that because again, I feel like people don't care about the games you're playing necessarily and only like
No. And also, people can tell when you're not being authentic or anything.
yeah.
Unless they're really good at acting, which then, bravo, I applaud you. But yeah, people, they just have these misconceptions of like content creating, not even just streaming, but any content creating. It just people think it's easy or it's blah blah blah. And it's like no. You have to be very committed to this to grow.
It's cuz they see big content creators and people assume well they're making a crap ton of money. It must be super easy cuz all they do is sit at home.
Or 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 they see people grow really fast, or they
Mhm.
see the videos that tell them that they can grow really
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
And it's not like that at all, guys, I promise.
Yeah, you
Unless you get lucky or you already have a foot in the door.
mhm. Can't expect much, you really can't. Just have fun.
No. Yeah. Well, we should probably talk about how I got into
Yeah,
streaming.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So, I was never one for streaming. I started out with like posting content stuff on YouTube and like other places, but not very consistently. Like I started out posting Lil's Pet Shop videos on YouTube,
Love it.
but I was never interested in streaming. Like I did an art stream once in like 2018 and then I was done. And I was just like, yeah, no more. And honestly, I just I don't even know how to explain how like there was an interest. All I can say is the reason I got into streaming was because I was still living with my ex at the time and we were broken up and I had nothing to do because they were gone for like all the time and I was like I don't know what to do. I'm just going to try streaming because whatever and I'm just going to do it. So I did it. I wasn't in a healthy environment. I wasn't in like a right mind state and streaming helped me a lot with
Mhm,
that kind of stuff. And I wasn't bored. I had people who were talking to me. I wasn't home alone cuz I mean I was home alone, but in a sense I wasn't because I had people talking with me. And so I got into streaming because toxic shit in my life going on and I needed to escape from reality of sorts. And so I did that, and it kind of became more and more of a I want to do this more so full time. Like I really like doing this,
mm,
and I want to create a community and possibly make it so I can have some sort of income off of it.
mhm,
Like that would be nice, especially if I'm doing it full time, and it'd be a lot better for me. I'm neurodivergent. I don't fit into the typical social mold of working 9 to 5 or anything. Like, that stuff gets me exhausted mentally very quickly. And right now, I don't get exhausted from doing content creating. Like, I love it.
mhm.
I don't get burned out. I'm not getting burnt out from it or anything. And it's something I enjoy doing. So, it's been kind of, interesting, you know. Um, what am I interesting oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Journey.
Journey.
And I actually think I started out with TikTok before. Yeah, I started with TikTok before I started live streaming. I started making TikToks, and I think that's why like I was like, okay, let's try live streaming. Because I already at that point had like 1,000 followers on TikTok before I started going on Twitch. And oh my god, is TikTok really was helpful with that kind of stuff
Oh, yeah, TikTok is definitely the platform, you know,
to grow
these
on.
days, yeah.
It was a lot easier to grow on when I was on first started on it. Right now I've noticed that it's a little bit harder because if you're a newer account, it's harder to grow now.
Mhm,
But
yeah.
when I started out on it, it was just super easy to grow. But now it's like it's changed because there's so many people on it now.
Yeah, I definitely
And
noticed that too.
but it's also a good thing because it's more audience reach and bleh, words that I don't like saying. But also, you like I feel like people assume people on TikTok, big TikTok creators make a lot of money. It's like, ha, no, they
No.
don't.
You can
TikTok pays
throw
like
that
a
away.
cent. Yeah, they pay like a cent per. what is it, 100K views or a million?
Yeah.
They don't pay that much at
I
all.
think people also need to get out of your head that you will make a lot of money. Uh, you won't start making a decent amount of money until you have good amount of stuff going on.
Yeah, and that's yeah. You're not gonna make a lot of money or a decent amount from a small following. You need at least like I feel like a medium-sized following. So I'd say maybe depending on what platform you're on,
Yeah.
because each platform pays differently. TikTok is not the one to do to get a decent amount of money from. Not a chance in hell.
Nope. Nope.
Unless you're getting a lot of sponsorships, which then that can make your views go down because people don't want to watch sponsored fit videos.
Yeah. Which is sad because that's where even big creators, that's where they get majority of their income. But
Mm-hmm.
is what it is. Why you should pick sponsors that relate to your channel really hardcore because
Mm-hmm.
that way.
Also, do you want to move on to the next one? Because I can't
I
control
was
that.
about to say, like, I keep spraying these polls.
But nothing coming off these polls.
See if we can. Yeah, let's go. How do I go to this?
That- Um, yeah, growing is hard.
It
But
really is hard. Yeah.
like I said earlier, I have a goal plan for not TikTok. Twitch is the same of yours as reaching 500 hopefully by the end of the year. I'm not expecting it. It's honestly just a goal and I'm not expecting it to happen,
Hmm.
but I would like it to happen.
Yeah. Same. Same. I
And
just want a I want a nice community
mm,
to have.
yeah, and we'll see what happens. That is the goal. The goal is to do that and also at some point in the next few years to make decent money off of this with a nice community.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping I can do that with I've gotten better at staying committed with like editing videos and everything thanks to that one site I showed you, Notion.
Oh yeah. 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 I still use that
'Cause,
too.
yep, I do my to-do list, like daily to-do list on there, and it doesn't necessarily mean I'll get everything done on the to-do list, but it is something that I'm getting done and I'm getting better at, and so hopefully the more I do it and the more I learn from working on these platforms, the better I can get for reach,
Mm.
at least, and make a good community. I don't want to have reach and just have a really bad community because I don't really want that.
Yeah, I don't want that either. And it's something that I'm gonna have to like probably battle with her personally because I've noticed a lot of VTubers have trouble with the community. A lot of people forget that VTubers are human,
Yeah.
but so far I've got a good community.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. There's been a few people who I've been like, they might become problematic later on, and I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
usually the good thing so far though is that those people are I've said something once to them and they kind of stop. They're gone.
Yeah.
Which is good because I'm not good at confrontation. So if I say something one time, I hope you're gone.
Well,
Hope you stop.
that's why we're here,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
mods,
yeah, 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 yeah,
because we can easily do that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I also I worry about getting bigger and then I shouldn't be worried because I shouldn't worry about other people's opinions, but like getting canceled per se.
Oh, I worry about that all the time.
Because of
Uh,
stupid stuff I've done when I was younger or something, and
same.
people expect you to know how to be a good person right away in life, and it's just it's not how that works, guys.
Yeah, same. I have had an internet presence for a very long time now, and I know back in like 2010 to '09 was like I don't know, 13.
Yeah.
Probably said some things that I shouldn't have. Yeah, I worry about that sometimes.
Like, think people forget that other people on the internet can grow as humans
Yeah.
and learn from their mistakes or whatever you want to call them. It doesn't mean you have to like them
Mhm.
or forgive them. It just means you shouldn't be holding them accountable after years
Yeah.
of doing and changing.
And I think
Like there's
you can disagree with somebody and not support them and not try to get them off a platform if they.
Yeah, you could still not like a person and be like, I won't watch this person to
Yeah.
support
Yeah.
them, but you don't have to be going out your way to go and be like telling other people, hey, this person did this 10 years ago.
Yeah. There's obviously, I feel like, a lot of um examples of where that doesn't apply per se, because I've while I agree with that notion, I've also seen a lot of content creators who haven't changed, you know.
Yeah, that's the difference is
Yeah.
like there's a reason why I don't watch PewDiePie anymore is because he's made
Yeah.
so many racist, transphobic, and everything comments, and he continues to do so.
Yeah.
And people are like, "But he's apologized." I'm like, "That doesn't matter. He's continued to make the same mistake
Mhm.
over and
Yeah.
over the years. Like, that's the problem."
Yeah. Yep.
Whereas other people, like, I don't know if you know about this band, but there's a band called Cavetown.
Mm-mm.
It's a trans band. The singer is a trans guy,
Okay.
and when he was younger, he made some like racist, anti-Semitic comments. But since then, he has said sorry multiple times. He has donated to like Jewish charities. He's done so much to prove that he's changed, and he no longer thinks that way, and that he hasn't made the same mistake still. But people are still on and on about how like, oh, he's a bad person and blah blah blah. I'm like, he was a kid. Shut up.
Yeah. People just, especially I notice it's just internet talk kind of thing.
Yeah, and like I know I shouldn't be concerned about it because honestly, I understand that I can grow as a person and I grow rather quickly,
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but it's still just I don't want to deal with them
Yeah.
and
I The only thing, I definitely haven't ever like said stuff like that. But one thing that, oh, maybe I
no,
shouldn't
I
talk about it.
haven't.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
You can tell me later.
I'll tell you later. I don't. I don't.
I've definitely not said anything like that. I've used terms that some of the LGBT community doesn't like,
Same.
but also like a lot of the LGBT community don't care. And also the term has been used against me multiple times. But at this point I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm just not going to use the term right now because I just don't want to use deal with people coming in my comments and be like, you shouldn't use this because blah 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 said it's not good even though I've talked to multiple different sides and done research and understand that the term has been used against more than one group of people,
Hmm.
including myself.
It's definitely just. I think what the problem is that the internet is ever changing, and so is time.
Yeah,
And
it's also
society.
like the younger generation is just I love you guys, but sometimes you don't want to listen to older people or like you don't want to accept the fact that maybe you were given the wrong information and I understand that. I was like that.
Mhm.
I was like that when I was younger and I still have things I need to work on with doing that kind of stuff and not doing that.
Yep. 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 Yep.
But if just just if you're not part of that community, you can speak up for us, but also understand that you are not the speaker of that community and also not everyone feels the same way as the one person does. Like some people don't like the term queer, but other people are fine with it and use it themselves. It doesn't mean that people who are using it or use it for themselves is are bad because the words change over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. They. Yeah. Absolutely.
So please, please understand this. I love you guys and everything, but
I know
Sometimes
it
it,
comes from a good place. Like
yes.
you really want to like help people, especially
Hmm.
minority groups and stuff. But
But sometimes it just becomes too much.
it's too much. It's yeah. You are starting to become defensive, and you're
Even
becoming
against
defensive when you don't need to. I should say.
yeah, and even against people who are part of that community
Yeah.
who disagree with you, even though they're the ones who are supposed to have the voice in
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
opinion. It's like if someone who is a part of that community voicing their own opinion about a word or whatever, and you don't want to listen to it because someone else in that community said it wasn't okay, then that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because again, not everyone agrees on the same thing, and
It's okay to
like,
disagree with each other. I don't think there's
yeah,
anything wrong with that.
no, there isn't, and it's unless like the majority of a community says, yeah, we don't like this, or the word comes from a lot of people in the autistic community do not like or use the word Asperger's anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not even in the DSM anymore
Oh,
because it was created by um I don't know if I can say the word. Yeah, World War with the Jews and everything.
okay, okay.
It was created by one of the bad ones, and he used it to kill a bunch of autistic people.
Oh man, I did not know that.
Yep, so we don't use that word anymore. And also, it means literally the same thing. Autism, Asperger's, it's literally the same thing, just different. It's basically the same thing. Autism is a spectrum, and so Asperger's is on that spectrum anyway, so we don't use that word. But some people in the community still like to use it, and like that's all and fine, but please understand the meaning behind the word
Mm-hmm.
and how it was created. And yes, words can change, but at this point in like sciences research and stuff, it's learned that we really don't need that extra word because it divides the autistic community. There's really no point in that word. We also don't use functioning labels. We don't say high functioning or low functioning anymore
Really, I
because
didn't know that either.
yeah, it's because just because someone seems like they're high functioning doesn't mean that they aren't low functioning in another area.
Well, damn, it would have been nice to
Because
know before somebody called me high functioning anxiety, whatever the fuck.
I don't know about the anxiety community. So I just know about the autistic community is we don't use them because it's a spectrum and you can be really good at social interactions but very bad with sensory stuff.
Hmm.
Like it's a spectrum and there's no one word that can cover like what your functioning is
Right,
basically
right.
is what people have been using.
That makes sense.
So I used to call myself high functioning because that's what I was back then, but after learning about this kind of stuff and understanding that it's more harmful to the community than helpful, that I don't need to use it. I'm autistic on a spectrum.
I've learned something new today.
So, yes, things change and sometimes we learn more about words or like understand them better or one community a whole of a community agrees collectively for the most part that they don't like that word. But even if someone in that community still uses that word, you're a part of that community. If you're going to use that word, that's fine by me. Just understand why most people don't. And also, other people should understand that if they're a part of that community and they're using a word that most of the community doesn't like, please don't attack them. You
Mm-hmm.
can educate them if you want, or say, hey, did you know about this? And, like, see if they know about that, but you don't need to attack them.
Right, right.
Like, because they're a part of that community.
I think
And,
more people often than not are always coming from a well, not always, but are trying to come from a good place more often than
yeah,
being hateful.
yeah. And it comes off it comes off aggressive and it sounds like you only care about supporting a group than you do care about helping
Right,
someone.
yeah. Yeah, there's a difference between supporting a group of people and actually caring about the people. Like,
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Like you just want to feel like you're superior because you're helping someone versus you actually care about helping someone.
right.
So I've been worried about, that kind of stuff because a lot of some of the things I've used in the past, some of the community doesn't like, even though some of the community is okay with it, and blah blah blah. And misinformation has gone around and whatever.
I definitely
So I
think
just
you
don't use
shouldn't
it.
worry too much. Yeah, it's like a fresh new slate.
Yeah, I don't use it anymore because I just don't want to deal with it.
Mm.
And but I hope like in the future if someone like notices I said something that isn't really good or something, they'd rather educate me
Yeah.
than immediately attack me because sometimes not everyone knows everything, guys.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
Like just because you know it doesn't mean someone else will know it, and I will listen and try and understand and everything. I feel like most people would.
Yeah, I think most people would.
unless unless you immediately attack them. That's when the problem becomes a problem because when you attack someone, they're going to get defensive.
Yeah.
Versus if you just say, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know about this and I didn't know if you knew about this." Versus, "Well, you're being a shitty person because of blah blah blah." Like that's going to make someone defensive instead of
hmm
wanting to listen.
Yeah, it'd be
And
harder to be educated when you feel like you're being attacked.
yeah. And it's just yeah. I love you guys. Just I wish you guys went about it a little bit differently, and I wish I did when I was younger too, because
Yeah.
I had a lot of misinformation when I was younger as well. But I've learned over the years that that misinformation I had was misinformation, and it no longer that's no longer how I view things and who I am as a person. Like I used to think pansexual meant you liked everyone, including trans people, and I realized over the years, no, trans people are already included in these, like straight, bi, gay, or whatever.
hmm
I just, I lived in a small town, didn't really know much about the LGBT community, and so I didn't have the right information. And now I'm like, oh, no, we're already included.
Yeah, I definitely have learned so much over there. Because same, I live in a small southern town, and I know everybody know. Yes, and yes, every stigma about southern people is probably right. Um,
Wow.
so, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But in my circle here, I'm pretty close to areas of the deep south. So a lot of
Yeah.
misinformation and hateful information gets spread around here, and
Well,
yeah.
so if you're in a small town, just like small town, like if you live in a small town, I'm sorry, but not all of you, but a lot of you don't. Small town minds, you're not
Mhm.
open to other things and
Yeah.
other possibilities.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like my parents, like my dad and like family who live in small towns are always like they're terrified to come to the cities because oh my god, they're going to get robbed or blah blah blah. I'm like, "Dude, just don't go into the really shitty parts.
Yeah.
Your car is fine. Like it's fine. Has anything happened to me since I lived in the cities? No. You're fine."
I think
And also
people
also
forget
just
that
like
that can happen in the small towns too.
yeah, it seems like a lot more because cities are bigger and it has
Mhm.
more people. And also just because the news is telling you something doesn't mean it actually is the truth.
Yeah, probably don't believe the news most of the time. They just
Cuz
do what they want to
that
do.
whole time when the Black Lives Matter protests and everything were going on, like, and the news were calling it riots and everything, it's like,
Mhm.
no, most of them weren't riots, and the ones that turned into riots weren't even started by the Black Lives Matter protest. It was actually by police themselves
Mhm.
or other people who were taking advantage of these protests.
Mhm. Yep.
And it wasn't actually the protesters starting it. I'm like, and I lived in the city. It's fine.
Yep.
Actually, I have a like my moms weren't even in the like protests or marches or anything. They were just out on the parking ramp and they were watching, and the police decided to shoot at them anyways.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so the police are the problem.
Really. I did
Like,
I did do a march. I walked and yeah, the police immediately shut it down even though we weren't really doing anything at all.
mhm,
They just
yeah,
immediately shut us down and told us that we would get arrested. So,
yeah.
I,
I can't do marches or protests because of my back problems and I can't walk around for that long.
mhm.
I wish I could, but yeah, my moms weren't doing anything. They were just watching, and the police were like, "We're gonna shoot at you and hit you with I forget marker rounds."
Oh, is it those like rubber bullets?
Yeah, and they broke one of the hotel windows when they were doing that. I'm like, my
Oh,
moms weren't even doing anything, and they just decided that they were gonna shoot at my moms. Like,
ooh, if I were the hotel, I'd be like, you better pay the fuck up right now.
police here were slashing tires
What the heck?
in the parking ramp because they wanted to stop the protesters from leaving. But they were also slashing tires from residents who lived in the apartment building where we're in.
Ow.
Like, they slashed all four tires too, not even just one. Like, it's
And what
not a
did that
matter
give
of,
them?
yeah, they don't, no, they were the problem, not the protesters. So, ha 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 ha. It just, a lot of things happen that you wouldn't believe would happen, or you're being told that happened that aren't actually happening,
Mhm.
that is a lie. Like, the news lies to you a lot, especially depending on which political party it's siding on.
Mhm.
You want to have an unbiased news source, and well, that is very hard to find. It's just you're gonna have to find one that's the most unbiased as you can. So obviously, don't go to Fox News or like CNS or something like
Right,
that.
right, right.
Go to something that is just not siding with one political party or another.
Yeah, you got to be really careful about the information you're consuming on the internet.
Or listen to first-hand accounts, even.
Yep, yep.
Because they're going to tell you more of the truth than what news sites are going to tell you, because they're first-hand accounts. And so, yeah.
Um,
So I've had a problem since with that, because since I've moved to the cities, I'm like, oh my god, small town people. Not all of them, but a lot of them are just they're close-minded,
yeah,
even though
hard to
they
break
want
out
to
of
be
that cycle.
open-minded. Like, they're like, "Oh, I'm open-minded," and it's just like, "No, you're really not." And it's kind of not annoying, but they could I wish they didn't have to be close-minded.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, that kind of happens when you're in a more closed community than in a open one.
Yeah, it's definitely it also is your personality as a person too cuz it takes work to not be
Yeah.
close-minded, you know.
I mean, yeah, some people it's really easy, some people it's really hard.
Mhm.
It depends on how you grew up and what social society told you,
Yep.
which
Yep,
is
yep.
why like it's just really hard for people to admit they were wrong
Yeah.
because society taught us that being wrong means you're a bad person when in reality no, we're human, we make mistakes,
Mhm.
we're not always informed, and that's okay. I'm still unlearning that.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
still unlearning that it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, same.
But it takes a while, and that's okay. I like what we talked about today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We had a good conversation. I hope the
Yeah,
whole time I just now realized my dog has been snoring aggressively.
I haven't heard it,
Okay.
so I think you're good.
Okay. I was like, yeah, dog wants to be part of the podcast. Hey,
Yay, podcast dog.
puppy.
We love
Podcast
that. Oh,
puppy.
also my sibling wants to be a guest on the podcast at some point.
Ooh, okay.
So,
Fun.
we'll have to figure that out. And I think Mikiu said they wanted to as well.
Yes.
So we need to figure out when we're doing guest stars and what to talk about with these guest
No, yeah,
stars.
we're gonna have to figure out. Oh man, it's already hard for me to figure out what we're gonna talk about.
I know, but at least with guest stars, we get to ask them what they want to talk about.
Right, right, right.
So we can ask Mikiu what she wants to talk about and see what she thinks.
Perfect.
I think I covered everything with mine is just wanting to grow and build a community and hopefully making it a job that I can do.
Same. Yeah, I feel pretty much the same way.
Yeah, and I hope we can continue growing together and
Yay!
keep our communities together. You know, because that's fun. That's fun. Whenever I go into Twitch and look at the analytics, it's like most of your channel, you share 69% of your channel views with me. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, I know mine is like that too. I'm like, yes.
nice. I'm like, that's nice. I love that. I love sharing with Emmy. And Emmy needs to come visit.
I do. I wish
But
money wasn't a thing, because I would be already over there.
I want you to give VR headset first, though.
I know that's my goal, and I think I just about to file my income tax stuff.
Ooh, I
So
already
so
did. I get no money back from the government.
I have my previous job are still sending me income tax information. So
Mm,
yep. Gotta
that
file.
is fair. But I have a whole group who wants to play Among Us VR, including
Okay.
I think I've talked about her a couple times. Pokey.
Is that the bunny?
Yeah, the bunny VTuber. She wants
Ah,
to play with me, and
okay.
I'm pretty sure she can play VR Among Us with us. And yes,
That'd be fun. I always like making new. Nothing against flesh tubers, but I love making new VTuber friends.
she is so energetic too, and I'm surprised she want like. It still gets me that someone like she's not a big VTuber, but I still view her as one because she has a lot more followers than I would have ever imagined
Mm-hmm.
having. So it's crazy. She wants to like stream with me and play games with me. I'm like, yeah, let's go. You are energetic, and I love that.
That's how I feel about Zetra. Zetra, I feel like Zetra is in such a different VTubing world, and I'm like, I am blessed that you want to be in my presence.
Right. But we should let you guys go.
Yeah. It's been a good, solid, nice hour.
Yes, yes. I don't know what we'll talk about next time, but we'll figure it out.
It's all chaotic here. Nothing,
You
nothing
know,
matters.
I should say that if you guys ever have suggestions for what we should talk about,
Yeah.
please tell us so we can put it on our list of things to talk about, which the list has 0 things on it, by
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, bye.